Well, I'm hoping that you can see this, this poster, that hopefully you can read it. You may be able to stop your video and take a look at it. These are good recommendations. Well, good afternoon, friends of the Oakland Cemetery. This is Steve Harmon here. It is February the 28th. The wind is blowing real high, and we expect 30 to 40, maybe higher gusts of wind. But my plan here today is to kind of show you some of the flag issues that we have as flags and flowers. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to post this video. As you can see, the wind's pretty high, so it's going to really affect the volume. So you may want to turn the volume down if I do post it. But some of the issues we have here is the wind whipping the flags. I think you can see over here behind me how the wind's really whipping them. and they end up elongating the holes where the flag goes, and also tearing the staples off of the flags. And what I'm going to try to do is kind of show you how I staple them together. I have two different staples. I have a commercial stapler, hand stapler, and I also have a desktop stapler. And both of them will do the job. And also I have a tool that I use to set the flags. Sometimes the ground is not always soft and the sticks break easy, and when they get a little older they'll break a lot easier. But on Memorial Day, usually the Moose Lodge right around the corner here in Hampton, I think it's Lodge 1415, you know, they come out and replace the flags, and you're looking close to $400 in just the flag maintenance and repair. But it would be nice to have a flag tender, because almost every time we get a wind like this, you know, the flags, like I say, elongate the holes. So thank you. I'm going to try to do a little bit here and see how it works out. Okay, what I have here is a couple flags here, and I'm going to kind of show you how I do it here. The wind's kind of blowing, but normally they come with 3 staples. And what I try to do is get it on the same area that they've put the staples on. This is with the wind blowing, I usually take this staple gun and put a couple staples. And a lot of times I look and see how the other ones, a lot of times at the top, this one starts to go bad. If you think the other ones need it, then go ahead. Like this one here is not far from coming off, so I'll put another one in. And put that in. Also, the flag really needs some help here. Now I'll use the, should be on the other side, the wind's blowing kind of bad here to do this. Usually you have to open this up, usually, but it works well. It works well. What's nice about this one is you got a boundary put in. You see, pretty good. And what I normally do in this area here, I got this piece of PVC pipe, and what I do is I take all these flags up here just before I start cutting, and put them in there and then come back. But now you can see how this one is. This one here has two of them come apart. Let's see. Here, I'll kind of twist it up a little bit. There we go. Really need a nice flat surface. Just that. There we go. Not too bad. Okay, what I'm going to do is install some of these flowers. Now, Mr. Osborne made this tool up. This works real well for setting flags. It's got a good diameter on it, and it's a good size for these flags. Sometimes during the year that the ground gets so hard, you push them in and you'll break the flag in half. So I usually put it down, and then I try to eyeball the hole real close to it, and then find it, maybe push it down. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about flower issues, some of the issues that we have. Now, you can pretty well see here how the leaves and stuff have built up around it. And the same time, same thing when it's grass cutting season. We can't go and remove all the flowers and weed eat and then put the flowers back. There's just not enough volunteers to sit here and do all the graves. You're talking thousands of them. But one of the big issues that we have here are, say, old flowers and their containers and how they mount them. Okay? We don't go and pick up old flowers and throw them away. We try to help maintain the graves as they are. It's the family's responsibility to maintain it. We understand too there's a lot of elderly people, and a lot of people come from out of town and like to come and bring the flowers and place them, and then, you know, whenever they come again, do the same thing. But we just don't go around and take the flowers or their little trinkets and whatnots and get rid of them. But here's one of the big issues. This little tripod here, I hope you can see it, this held that reef. And as you can see, the reef is deteriorated. But what happens, this comes from a projectile when you weed eat, or if it gets out of whack. It can be very dangerous. In addition to that, I've had several of these end up in my tires, and I get flat tires off of them. But in addition to that, like I said, they can be projectiles and hit somebody when you're weed eating. So if you can, it would be big helpful to remove this stuff. And there's another one over here I'm going to try to zoom in on and show you. Like I say, they are pretty and they're nice, but they don't last for so long. They are pretty and they are nice, but they don't last for so long. The other thing, I'm going to try to show some of the flowers that have blown. We don't know what graves they come off of. And I'll be out here forever picking flowers up and trying to place them. Okay, this is a pretty good example here of what could happen. Alright, there's a medallion that's grown into the tree. And it's no telling how long it's been here. But this tree is 75% dead. And it's soon going to have to be cut down or it's going to fall down. And so as you can see, if you was to go in here with a chainsaw, your day's going to end with your chain. And so it's no telling how many are like this. Now in the back, I hit one in the tree. I might walk back there and show a video, but I had no idea the item was in there, and it just ate my chain all to pieces. So it ended my day with that chainsaw. But to just give you a little example here of what could happen if you don't remove these things and maintain them. Now this is a good example here. They put in some PVC pipe. It looks about like 1.5 inches and drove it in the ground. And then they took their flowers and bent it 90 degrees, and I'll try to show you. And it makes them pretty good and stable. But that's a good idea. Very inexpensive, but it works really well. This is the tree I was cutting down, and if you can see the cut about 8 to 10 inches below the top, there's a piece of metal in there, and it just tore my chain all to pieces. But that's another example. So I'm either going to have to take an axe to it or something and try to flank out that piece of metal. But there's definitely a piece of metal in there. Here's another example of this metal. Okay, you see how it's falling down? I don't know how it was even put up, but this is very dangerous. They're nice, but dangerous, especially at maintenance time. Here's another example here. You see how this is blown over? You know, sometimes we can go around here and fix them, but that one's pretty well mangled up, and they're really dangerous. It's not that I'm trying to pick on anybody, but if you can, you know, try to come by the cemetery, pull your old flowers up, especially the metal ones. If you see us out here with a weed eater or something, and you don't mind picking your flowers up around the grave, we'll be more than happy to weed eat around it for you, or loan you a weed eater, rakes, or whatever, to try to help. Thank you. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is show a couple tips here on maybe how you can install your flowers. First, I'll go over this little vase. A lot of the vases come with styrofoam in there for the flowers, and the tips are removable. You can turn them about 90, there's a notch in here, you can turn them 90 degrees and replace the tip. It goes in the ground. It won't go in but one way, but we try to save some of these. We find them. Maybe people throw them away in the trash, and I've been trying to save some of them. All right. This is another issue. These are these little flowers, butterflies, and little trinkets that people put on the graves. These are very dangerous. So hopefully, I suggest, please remove them when you can. I say they're dangerous. Your weed eater hits these and just wants to pull your weed eater in. And also you sling them, punch your tires, for example. All right, now you may have seen some of the graves have these PVC. Now this is a 2-inch. Inch and a half would probably be more than suffice. This is kind of long, but they do have to be hammered in the ground. And what you can do is bend these, for example, like say on a 90 degree, for example, stick them in like so, and it really holds them tight, real tight, okay? And then we have some small 1/2-inch PVC, and you can see I already bent one. This works really nice. This is a really nice little setup, and they stay in there pretty good. They take a little bit of a beat, but they also have to be set in the ground maybe 6 to 10 inches, but you can see. Now, if you happen to see some of these in the cemetery, please don't pull them up. I use these for markers for high stones and stumps, so we don't hit with a lawnmower. So, thank you for watching the video. I hope the wind isn't too strong, but I don't know if I'm going to post it due to the wind. But thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and I'm going to get some lunch. Well, I'm hoping that you can see this poster, that hopefully you can read it. You may be able to stop your video and take a look at it. These are good recommendations.